We are live. We are back in the studio, folks. It's been a while. Summer's been busy. Summer's been very busy. July around here is hard to pin anybody down for anything.
I can see why.
It's been nuts.
Yeah.
From 4th of July on, it's just been a whirlwind the last 6 weeks, and I can't believe it's almost September.
I was
Next
just
week.
making an appointment, and she said, okay, Tuesday is September 2nd. And I went, what?
No, I'm not ready.
Possible.
I know, the fair starts tomorrow.
I saw the fair rides coming up, and I'm like, yay, but...
Yeah, it's... what happened? It was June,
have no
and then
idea.
now it's September. Like, it flies... For the first time in my life, I am ready for winter.
Are you? Okay, so we're building this year.
Oh.
So I'm like, please don't come too early. But I wouldn't mind a little bit of a heat relaxant.
Yes, it's... Luckily, we haven't been too hot, that we haven't been above 100.
True.
I don't think that I've seen, anyway.
True.
Usually, like, in a July, August, we get a week or so of
100
just
plus.
sweltering.
Yeah.
But...
Well, this is our first July here, so this was new for us, and August.
Well, before we get too far into things, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us all where you are from?
Amanda Bleakley. I'm a mortgage advisor with Guild Mortgage, and originally born and raised in Washington, and we have made our way here. Fell in love with the Valley 4 years ago now, and have been trying to make our way here, and that's where I'm at. I'm a full-time mom, doing mom stuff and mortgage stuff together. So it's a ride, but I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
What part of Washington?
We were in a little town called Ording, so Seattle, about an hour south.
Oh, okay. I'm not really familiar with that side. I grew up around here, but I was born in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and so I'm more familiar with like
that side,
Spokane
east side.
and Pullman area.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, it's an incredible place out here for sure.
Oh, we were so ready for a slowdown. We are not Washington people anymore. So we've been pretty excited.
Yeah, I hate to say it, Washingtonians are now the new Californians around here.
Yeah, I know. I cover my face every time I say where I'm from, but but also I'm trying to just embrace. Like I love this valley. We fell in love with this valley, and after moving here, I'm realizing how amazing it is and how many different little cool businesses and cool aspects there are to this valley, and I'm over the moon to be here.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of neat stuff that happens here for sure. Like more than you think at first. Yeah, definitely.
But to be honest with you, I really thought, are we gonna have a ton to do there? And I mean, there's been every day I'm like, let's go do this, let's go do that. So yeah, it's been great. So I'm trying to just embrace that I'm new here, and I'm going to divulge into everything this valley has to offer and try to be everything I can for people in here.
It's a whole new world. Mm-hmm. So mortgages, how did you get into doing that? Was that something you did back in Washington?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Shortly after high school. So 20-something years ago now. How old am I? 23 years ago now.
Uh-oh. Yeah, same.
Just aged myself.
Yikes, me too.
So my friend's brother had owned a mortgage company, and I was out of high school, and he hired me as his receptionist, and I just kind of worked my way up to office management there, and that was 2004 to 2008. So I jumped out when everything kind of hit the fan in 2008. I went to medical for a little while and worked in medical industry, and then I was pregnant with my first kid, and I was like, I miss mortgages. I want something that I can work around being a mom. So I got my license, which we didn't have to have licenses back in 2004, 2008, so that was new for me.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot that had changed in that small amount of time. I got my license in 2013. So 5 years later, but it was a huge, there's so much more regulatory things going on that it was a change for me, but it's 2013 until now. I've been raising babies, so part-time doing this, but yeah, it's been a journey.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So you've seen a significant
change in both ways of the market.
Yeah. 2020 was a great ride.
I bet it was. I was not yet part of this industry at that time. I was still in. I was working in restaurants in Europe still, and before I came back to hang out with my family, and I was a little late to the party, which is okay.
You know what, though? I think that
it's
was
for
a
the
hard
better.
time to come into the business, too, because you're spoiled with just
That's
easy
what, yeah.
business.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like I think I'm lucky in that sense that I missed that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I would have picked up a bunch of bad habits, maybe.
Yes.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah, we have that discussion a lot about, I think that lawsuit that came out recently for against commissions has a big part to do with the flood of new agents that came in during that period of time that were improperly trained or
that thought they could just
up to nefarious
get away with whatever.
Yeah, so
we need those. We had the 2008 corrections, and
that's how we learn.
Yeah, so it's fine, and I think those that are still pursuing through it are the ones that you probably can trust and know what they're doing.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, that leads me to the question, though, like, do you see any similarities between what happened in 2008 and what's happening right now?
No. Okay, so I'm not like the best market analysis person. I'll just tell you that I've always kind of done my business more personal and relationship based, not following the market. So I'm not going to be able to give you like specifics, but I will tell you that I don't think there's not an influx in inventory where there's so much inventory that we're going to be going into foreclosures, or we're going to be sitting like we were back then, where houses just weren't selling because there were so many of them, or anything like that. Circumstances are different. I should say they're not the same circumstances. So everything that I have heard and read and seen, I don't see that happening. I see a correction, maybe a little bit. We're not going to have some crazy housing bubble like some people were maybe hoping for.
I still hear it. I still get asked about, or still told about it all the time. I'm waiting for it. I'm just waiting for those prices to come back down. It's like, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, dude, but like, we're not going to see prices pre-2019 ever again. And
those waiting for interest rates to drop are going to be having the same issues.
Yeah.
They're, we're never going, I shouldn't say never, but we're not going to see 3s in front of an interest rate for a very, very long time, probably.
No. Those were abnormally low.
Yeah.
And for a long, long time.
And that did kind of impact this industry or this market, right? It's creating a lot of landlocked people not moving. They want to keep their rate, so they're not moving. It's created a lot of people saying, I'm not going to go into the, I'm not going to buy anything right now because rates are too high. And
yeah, they are. I mean, the combination of price and rates right now it's difficult. You have to make a lot of money to buy an average priced home.
I will tell you, trying to qualify people now is 10 times harder than it used to be.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, it's been a challenging time, but I think those that can make it work are going to not reap benefits, but it's going to pay off to not wait if you're able to, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of the adage that I've adopted is the best time to buy a house was yesterday.
Yeah.
If you can make it work, it makes more sense to buy it than regardless of what the interest rates are.
Right.
Because, just look at all the money we're printing anyway. So your home's going to go up in value if you have a long enough timeline.
Exactly.
If it's less than 2 years and you're going to move again, stick to renting. But, like, if you're in it for the long haul, like, homeownership is going to benefit you incredibly.
Tenfold, yeah. It's amazing to see just personally what it's done for us, and being able to see those clients that I have been able to help from one house to another, and the amount of equity they've been able to gain and move up. So that's the other thing I try to tell clients too now is, you're not going to be able to possibly move into your dream home right now with the way prices and rates are, but make some sacrifices or like reevaluate exactly what you need in a house and stay in something a little bit smaller or, you know, that maybe does need upgrades in the future, but you're gaining that equity in the meantime. And then eventually you can get to that dream home if you aren't happy where you're at, you know, but starting somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, your first home especially is not going to be your dream home.
Right.
And maybe not even your second.
Right.
I kind of strive for like the 60% rule, which, so whenever I take a client to a house, like get 60% of the way there. If it's 60% of what you want right now, think of the 20% you can change and the 20% you can live with. And so we're more than halfway there when you move in. You can make improvements while you're living here. And that 20%, you know, at the end of it, we're 80% of what you want.
Right.
You can sell that house and we can find something that's closer to what you want in the future.
And is any house going to be 100% of what you want? Unless
Never.
I mean, even if you're doing a custom home,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 you get in there and you go, well, I didn't like this anyway. I don't want this now or whatever. So
What do I need
no
a
houses.
dog shower for in the garage? I don't even have
I really
a dog.
wanted that. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely think that's a great concept to tell people because you will never find anything perfect. And
No, and especially now these days that we have, you know, all of this social media and, you know, people being able to look at everything that's out there. It's like, yeah, you have so much choice. And yeah, you can look at things online and see what you're looking at, but when you get to a spot, you're not going to. It's
so
totally
Totally
different.
different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
I mean, you come across listings all the time in MLS, and you're just like, "Oh, these pictures look great." And you show up to the house, you're like, "Is this the same house?
They played you.
What is going on?"
Yeah.
Like they use an extreme wide-angle lens, and you walk into the room, and you're
It's tiny.
like, "What is happening here?" Or the opposite too. You look at a house, and you're like, "I don't know if this is the right one for me." And
Yeah.
but you show up, you're like,
Yeah. You see the potential or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's, yeah, but that's the benefit right now of like all the listings that we have on the market is people have a lot more choice as well. And so we've seen, it's been pretty rapid too this year, especially where we've had a ton of listings come on the market and far less go into contract
just gonna ask that.
than the previous May. So we, the most significant was May of this year. Okay. And you compare May of 2025 to May of 2024, and we have like 60% more listings. Wow. And
They're not moving.
50% less go into contract. Ugh. So this huge disparity of there's a lot more out there, and buyers realize that too.
Buyers realize that, and sellers still aren't ready to accept the fact that
that's been the challenge.
It's not their game really anymore.
Yeah. Is we've kind of reached parity with the buy-sell market, so it's pretty much even right now. But I think we're slowly shifting into more of a buyer's market, and this winter is going to be probably pretty, I don't want to say rough, but pretty telling for a lot of sellers to like, oh, we're definitely not in like pandemic market anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's been the hardest thing to overcome.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, we had to do it as sellers too. We had in our head, you know, a bottom line number, and after looking at comps and everything, it was $10,000 less than what we were really wanting to, and it was like we could have thrown it up there for what we wanted, but we would have sat.
Priced
it right, and
$10,000 though. That's pretty on the money in comparison to what I've heard a few stories over the last few years, which is like, oh yeah, we think it's worth $800, and you're like looking at comps, you're like, this is a $550,000 house. Guys.
That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot.
Like there's some. I mean, that's an extreme case,
of
course. But there's still a couple people out there that have this idea of like their house is $1 million home, and it's really not.
Well, and over here for a little while, everybody was kind of trying to come this way, and people were paying. Yeah, and whatever.
We have shifted completely away from that market.
Yeah,
so
I think that's very good.
Absolutely. I mean, it's you get because I think there's more people complaining about the high prices than anything else, and so there you go. Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna sell your house for $1 million anymore. Right. You might get $850 for it, but definitely not $1 million.
Yeah. Lower the expectations a little bit. I think that's the thing too. Is you put yourself in the buyer's shoes, and their mortgage is $4,000-$5,000, sometimes more than that, depending on the purchase price. You're spending that kind of money a month. You don't want to buy something that needs a ton of work or, that you go into and is a complete dump. So important to the sellers too, to try to make it look nice, at least make it, something that the buyers are like, okay, I can justify paying that monthly mortgage for this because it's in decent shape or, whatever.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
To fork up every month.
Yeah. Yeah. It's there was a harsh reality, I think, for a little while where people are like, what?
Yeah.
My mortgage is what? It's not $1,500 anymore. So yeah, it was. Yeah.
No, unfortunately, we are long gone from those days.
I just recently even had a client ask me, a new client. He was like, I don't want to spend more than $2,000 a month. And I'm like, oh. And this is in Washington, where their property taxes are even higher. I'm like, that's not going to happen.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's challenging for sure. I mean, how do we? I wrestle with this all the time around here. It's like we have a lot of high value homes. The only thing we can do is build more stuff, and we're working on it. But even then, the cost of goods is so high.
Yeah.
At this time too, like.
Yeah.
We're just.
These builders are pretty much just like throwing incentives at buyers just to get these houses off because it's costing them money.
Oh yeah.
To sit. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we had that project. There's those townhomes on Fairgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them sat for a long time, and now the land itself is up for sale. Like,
I saw that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just hard to pin things down right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that sense.
Got to be financially secure right now to.
And,
and who is?
Yeah. My goodness, the way things are going in this world.
Yeah.
Boy. So, are you licensed in Washington too?
Yes, I am in Montana, Washington, Oregon, and Arizona right now.
Ah, Arizona.
I've had my sister moved down there, so that was the original reason why I did it. But I've had quite a few people moved down there. So.
We get a lot of snowbirds.
Yeah, I can
up
see
here,
that.
and a lot of people go between Arizona and Montana for sure. A lot.
Yeah, Arizona's the couple of real estate agents that I know down there. It's been a little crazy over there, I guess. There's just a ton of people moving in, and they're experiencing a crowding issue, I guess I should say, is according to a couple of people I've talked to, because there's so many people that are going down there. And I don't know if maybe that is more just, them, just like anybody that's lived here their whole life, more people are moving in and it's crowded now, so who knows how crowded that actually is, but.
Yeah, this place is crowded. I'll tell you what. It's
compared to where I came from, this is amazing.
No, I feel that. I feel that for sure. Yeah, I get into long diatribes about roadways and that sort of thing around here. We could have done a much better job about planning for the future.
Never planned for. I feel like
never. I don't understand.
I don't either. Schools and roads. It's like, why do we not plan for that before we start developing? But
we'll figure it out
later on.
Yeah, it's like I remember when I grew up here when the highway all the way to Missoula was still 2 lanes.
Oh, wow.
And there was a big discussion about that, arguments, protests, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been better off just to keep the 2-lane and find alternate routes through things. But
yeah,
their argument was that, if you don't route traffic through every single town, it's going to kill small business. But then 4 years later, like, the boom of the internet and Amazon does that for us. So
I was just talking to somebody about malls. I don't know how much longer malls are going to last.
I know, it's kind of a weird experience going into the one in Missoula.
I have not been in there yet.
It's very strange. But I grew up going to that mall too. Like that was the big thing. You drive up to Missoula with, we're going to the mall, we'll go shopping, and like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's a place, like
it's a cool
a
place
destination.
To go hang out, and there's so much there.
And now it just feels, and there's still a bunch of shops there, but you go in there, it just feels like
empty and
it feels like a wasteland in a way. I mean, there's still people in there, but it's like, what? Are they real people?
Right?
Am I hallucinating right now? Are they NPCs? What's going on?
I've actually heard of development companies coming in and buying them up and turning them into like condos and apartments and stuff because they are becoming wasteland almost. So that'll be an interesting to see.
I mean, they got plenty of parking.
Yeah.
They got some restaurants there. Heck, I'd do it. I'd live in a mall because if they keep the theater open, right? They got the restaurant, they got the theater,
right?
Texas Roadhouse right at your back door.
You don't have to go anywhere. It's like living.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. It's going to be, I think the next probably year plus is going to be really interesting.
How so?
I think there's been so many people that have sat on the fence.
Right.
You know, and I think the more the rates come down, it's going to get busier, but I think there's still going to be a lot of people just sitting there going, do I do it now? Do I not? Do I do it now? Do I not do it now?
Yeah, I'm curious what's going to happen in September because you have, we just got word that they're going to drop interest rates. But the thing is that's already priced in. Like when he says it is when it actually affects the market and not when it happens.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
But the psychology of the thing is very interesting because how many people are actually paying attention and they hear, the rates are coming down, and they've never looked at rates until the Fed drops the rate and they go, okay, now we're ready.
And then they go, wait a minute, why is it so high?
Or why is it so high? Or they just believe that, it came down, right? So that without ever looking. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, how many people are paying attention versus not.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time they talked about it, the rates actually went up.
Well, and the Fed rate cut 9 times out of 10 doesn't even affect the mortgage rates.
No.
So, that gets everybody excited, but at the same time, it's not really affecting this industry yet.
No, it just affects the psychology of the people
on
the outside of it. And so it's going to be interesting to see if that actually does something.
Yes, it will be. I think that's one thing that I'm going to try to learn more about is being educated on the market side of things because I mean, just like myself, it's so overwhelming that most people don't.
It's such a mess.
Yeah,
it is such a mess.
Nobody wants to learn it. Nobody wants to.
I mean, you learn it; it's just going to upset you.
Right.
I mean, it's one of those things like. It's like those people that watch the news, they're super informed, but they're so miserable because they're so informed of all the terrible things that are going on. That's what it is when you start delving into economics in this country of like what the Federal Reserve actually does and how they manage interest rates and their mandates and all this. You're just like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, especially when you actually look at numbers. Do you follow MBS Highway?
No, what is this?
Barry Habib. He's a very intelligent market analysis.
Okay.
They have a whole group, MBS Highway.
Shout out to MBS Highway.
I follow them almost every morning. I didn't get to watch this morning, so they give a brief explanation of what's going on every morning, and it's I don't remember where I was going with this, but it's kind of crazy to just see like the way that they break down each morning and break down what numbers were used for rates and everything the month prior, and then what actual numbers come in the month after and everything, and how different they are and how much they could affect our rates.
And how much the CPI is made up and all this kind of
just bogus numbers that you're like, where are these even coming from?
They're like, oh yeah, we pulled all this data, but we excluded this thing, and then
and now we're going to revise it next month, and we're going to revise it again, and as it turns out, there aren't really this many people on unemployment,
and as it turns out, the inflation is actually like much higher than we told you before, but nobody's paying attention by that point.
Yeah.
Because nobody can, because there's so much going on. So now I just have to say, We have to have a little educational moment on the podcast. Yeah, you guys want to upset yourselves, go do research on the Federal Reserve, because you'll find out it's neither federal nor a reserve bank. It's actually our own secret central bank that operates entirely outside the governance of the United States.
Hey, I did know that part.
That's fun. That's why you have to pay so much in interest on things, because they just print it to high heaven. And nothing's backing our U.S. dollar anymore except for the full faith and credit of the United States government, which could be argued that we're kind of destroying our full faith and credit. When we start waging economic warfare on other nations, they're going, why do we want to carry dollars again if you're going to shut down our bank accounts and not let us use it?
Yeah, it's going to be the world is watching. We are a mess. And
yes.
I don't think I don't know. I don't know enough, but I just feel like we have been so strong, such a strong economy and country for so long, and I feel like they're starting to definitely lose faith in us, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's hard. There's a lot of different perspectives to take a look at it, because on one hand, hey, these tariff things are working out, it seems. We're pulling in a lot of money from that. Hopefully it bolsters our at-home production of things, which would be great. We need to have more things, as we learned in COVID, that we need to be making things here rather than importing everything. But this use of the dollar as weaponry is destroying people's faith in it abroad, which we need because they need to buy our bonds in order for us to continue. So they have to buy our debt.
And we have a lot of it.
And we have a ton of it. So that's how these things work, folks. The interest rate is partly derived by how much they're going to pay people that hold their bonds, aka our debt. And if nobody's buying our debt, we're kind of screwed, because that's how we have to do. We have to sell our debt in order for us to continue the whole operation.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing backing our money, except for
nothing.
Except for just how nice we are as a country.
We're the United States.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing. Just the name. We're a brand name at this point.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you realized that.
And you should.
We are a
just
corporation. The United States government is a corporation that prints money. Well, sorry, the Federal Reserve prints money. I'm going to get myself kicked off of YouTube here if I go on too further. But
I love it.
No, we need. It's a terrible system that does nothing for anybody unless you're the holder of the debt.
Yeah. Or you've got inside to be able to.
It's good. It's good times, isn't it? It makes you feel like. Nixon. What are you doing? What did you do? Taking us off the gold standard.
We'll just keep trucking along and see what happens, right?
I mean, on the plus side, the more money we print, the more valuable your home is.
Well, true. Well, hopefully that'll keep going. That will keep going. I honestly don't see home values declining.
Well, they can't.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't, not when we're printing so much money.
Right.
That's my precise argument for why things are not going to be like 2008. Because in 2008, we weren't in an inflationary period. Mm-hmm. Between 2021 and 2023, we printed like 37% of the money that's already out there, or that's currently out there.
Wow.
A ton.
I did not
We
know
printed so much money. All those checks that we gave away, $600, the $1,200, the $600, like all that money.
All that.
Came from somewhere.
Yeah.
And you know why inflation's so high? Because we printed all that money.
Yeah.
You know why your house went up in value? Because there's a lot more money floating around. It's not that your house is worth more money. It's that the dollar's just worth less.
Less money. Yeah. Yeah, that's why when you see the push for a drop in Fed rate, it's like, whoa, no, we don't need to do that either. Let's not just like go.
Well, yeah, because what's going to happen?
Again.
This is the other thing I think about a lot, because it's like, we're at a really interesting point right now with where prices are, and we're actually like kind of where the average the historic average interest rate.
Yes.
So if you look at all the interest rates for mortgages and things like that across time, since we've been keeping record for like the last 100 years or so,
Forever.
we are at the average. Now, the problem with it being average, the price of things is much more significant than, I mean, you look at things back in the 50s, you could buy a house in a single income and run a whole household on one person's income, rather than today where it requires two and a half, it seems almost.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? So we have prices where they are right now. We're still printing a ton of money. And interest rates. We also have a lot of things on the market. We have less buyers than we usually do. We have currently we have the largest gap between listings and potential buyers in history as well.
In history. Wow.
Bigger than 2008.
Wow.
Or bigger than that era.
Yeah.
The largest gap between listings on market and potential buyers. So you take all of that in consideration, like we could go, there's a couple of different routes to go with this, with interest rate cuts. The idea the conventional idea, I think, is that you cut interest rates, it's going to bring a bunch of people back in the market, prices are going to go up because it's going to force a lot of demand. But I think we're still going to have less demand than what's available out there.
Yes.
So we cut interest rates, prices go down because now more people are able to afford things, but it's still not going to I don't think it's going to bring enough people out or off that fence. It's going to, we're probably going to see more listings come on because interest rates drop than buyers come into the market.
I could see that.
So we might have a couple of people making horse trades, selling their house because the interest rates are down. They don't want to be in that one anymore. They're going to buy that one.
Yeah.
So there's going to be an even switch between those. So those are like one for one, and then you're going to have a few people coming into the market, but I don't think it's going to be that significant. I still think we're going to see, it might slow the rate of price decrease.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to increase price.
You don't think so at all?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see a significant enough of a rate drop to bring enough people into the market to actually create enough demand to overcome the demand, the current listings that are already out there, plus more to come.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that think it's going to bring a ton of people out, but I've kind of felt how you did with the rate's not going to be significant enough. The rate drop, at least for a little while, is not going to be significant enough to bring a ton of people out. I think there will be some that have sat and gone, okay, fine, I'll just do it now. But you're right. I do think it's not going to be this influx of buyers that a lot of people are saying is going to happen. I do think that there will be more that'll come out, but
there's going to be a few. I mean, I think then there's going to be the black swan of it all, to see how the labor market reacts to everything, because I think there's probably going to be a lot of jobs lost here in the next year.
Yeah. I think it's already kind of
it started, and that's why they're talking about lowering interest rates. It's not because they're feeling confident that inflation is going down. They're seeing that people are losing their jobs, and so they're going to lower interest rates to try to bolster that. But the funny thing is, it's like 6 months after you lower interest rates, 18 months on average, I think is what it is, when you lower interest rates, is the worst section of the economy in terms of the knock-on effects of your change in economic policy.
Yeah.
So lots of speculation in this episode.
I know.
This is
well, I feel like that's just our industry right now, though, right? It's so
we're just like
all over the place. Nobody knows really what's happening. We're all just kind of like,
we're just trying to crystal ball the future right now.
I know. I hate when people are ask me that. I'm like, if I had a crystal ball, I would.
What are prices going to be in 6 months?
Yeah.
Like,
I couldn't tell you.
I can't even tell you in 5 months and 30 days. Like,
I thought we'd be in the 5s this year. So so did a lot of people as far as interest rates. So we don't know anymore.
Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows nothing.
Yeah. And then homeowners insurance, that's not helping either. So
yeah, that's thrown everything for a curveball this year for sure.
Yeah, I think it's just like layer after layer after layer of things right now that are making it pretty unaffordable. But
yeah, it's a little It's quite worrying.
I feel like we're being doomsday right now, but
I know.
if you
I try
can
not to
afford
blackbill
it,
but man,
please do still buy.
You're one of the
because-
few people that can. I think I'm just lamenting because I don't see it for myself anytime soon.
Well, we're building and running out of money, so I feel you.
Yeah, it's. But hey, if you're out there and you can afford a place, I got a place for you.
Help.
We can sell you a place for sure. Man, yeah, that got dark.
No, I feel like we did.
You're talking about the Federal Reserve, and to see this is what happens when you
When
start.
you talk about the government, everything goes down.
See, yeah.
Funny. But yeah, it'll be an interesting time for the next year.
It'll be okay. Hopefully.
Yes.
So but there's a bunch of developments in the area at least that I know of that are coming around. I hope they get approved. There's one that's going to be going in next to the bridge there, it sounds like, and then the one on East Side Highway, which is going to be a big help to find people affordable housing, because that's what we need the most of.
That's what we need. That's what a lot of people are trying to advocate for right now.
This area is full of multi-million-dollar homes, which is good in a way. Mm-hmm. But we also need to take care of the people that live here and work here because we don't have enough homes that are affordable, and that's
what I keep hearing is that people are getting priced out that have lived here their whole lives.
Yep.
And I'm like, that just breaks my heart. Like
I mean, it's the constant thing. So like we're totally turning into like what happened. I don't want to compare this too much to like living in a big city, but this is the same thing that happened in San Francisco, right? When tech started having a boom and this sort of thing, like all these people moved in here, and you start pricing out the people that have lived and worked there and actually work inside of the city.
right.
Like
they need to stay there.
They can't now. They're getting forced out because they can't afford to live inside of that city and have to commute into it. So just to keep the same job that they had previously, and we're kind of seeing a similar effect here of like all these people that move in who can work remotely. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I work kind of remotely myself in a sense. So if you can do that, that's awesome. And it definitely contributes to the area.
Right.
But we certainly need places for people to live around here that they can afford. Like, we don't have enough one-bedroom apartments. Like, that's what I want. That's all I need is like a one-bedroom apartment that I can, pay less than $1,000 a month for.
Right.
It would be amazing.
Right.
But we don't have anything. Like, you go on to Craigslist and look at what's out there for rentals, or, to any of the rental agencies around here. It's like, oh yeah, one-bedroom apartment in a house from 1900 that is in the attic, $1,500 a month.
Yeah. You can't have any animals. You can't do this. You can't do that. But yeah.
Rickety stairs going up from the outside.
My sister's trying to move here and she's finding the same thing.
Yeah.
So what do you think that's going to take though in this area to make, is that wanted as far as?
It definitely, we are an area that is incredibly resistant to change.
Yes, and that's where I was kind of getting at.
Which is the problem. But guess what? Change is coming, and change happens all the time, and we have to adapt to it while it's happening rather than push it off and push it off, push it off, and then go, oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's kind of been our MO. I mean, that's any small area's MO. Is like they just are completely resistant to what's happening.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop it. I'm sorry. We live in the United States of America. There's 328 million people here, and they all have the right to live wherever they want within our country.
Right.
And so if people want to come here, they're going to come here. You
Yeah.
can't stop them from coming here.
Yeah.
But what we can do is we can utilize our resources to make it better for everybody.
Right.
And one of those is proper planning. And thankfully, there are people as well that see this and are trying to actively
Okay, good. That's what I was going to
work
ask.
with this. I've interviewed him a couple of times, but I'm not sure if you're aware about the subdivision that's planned to go in at the corner of Fairgrounds and East Side Highway there.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's called D. Lazy S. Meadows, and it is a completely different concept. for this area anyway, in terms of building. They're building a neighborhood rather than just like putting a bunch of homes on land, right?
Like
And
big
so
neighborhood?
it's going to be, I forget the exact numbers, but it's going to be like 128
Wow.
buildings with 150 something separate units.
Wow.
And so there's going to be townhomes and condos and like live
Mixed use.
workspaces, mixed use stuff. They're going to have, they've allocated space for little shops and like a grocery store. So you can everything's like within a 5-minute
Within
walk. And so you can stay within that community and not have to drive all the way across town just to get, something from the grocery store if you forgot, right? Like you can stay right there.
Yeah.
You can walk easily to the high school from there. Like all of these, they took a lot of time and invested, money and energy into figuring out how to really make this a spot that would be beneficial as a whole, as beneficial as it possibly could be, rather than just going, oh, we're just going to drop a bunch of houses here and
Try to make
on
money
half an
and-
acre and sell them or whatever. The land itself was in county. They're willingly annexing themselves into the city so they can hook up to sewer and water, and have that route, right? So they're really making an effort to make this a beneficial project, and then make it affordable, because you can put a higher concentration of homes and living area if we hook up to sewer, rather than like having everybody on a communal septic and this kind of thing. And then it's also, benefiting the river, because you don't have this, because that was the issue with the airport, is their septic kept failing, and so there's this big plume of sewage that's kind of slowly moving towards the river. And so they hooked up to the city sewer as well to help prevent that.
Wow.
It's not going to make it to the, it'll dissipate and everything by the time it gets to the river at this point, but it kept
had.
going, right? They had a potential. So there's going to be, hopefully, but the trouble that they've run into is that since they started planning this project and they've gone through city council and they're getting ready to start things, since the beginning to now, which was a little more than a year and a half ago when they started, infrastructure costs have gone up so much that they're finding it difficult to start planning and doing it properly. So
So it's in the works, though.
it's in the works.
That's good.
I mean, it's planned. It's been approved by the city council. The thing is, like, they just have to make that investment into putting in the roads and and start the development, and they're going to sell off the plots to be developed independently under the provision of the subdivision itself. And so everything's laid out in terms of what you can and can't do and how you can build. But the cost of infrastructure
just to get it
has
started.
gone up significantly since they started planning the project, that we don't know when it's going to happen.
So is that the only project that's
There's
planned
that
right
one.
now?
And I've heard rumors of something going in near the bridge. I think where that, I don't know if you remember that Old West furniture thing. They tore it down in the recent years, but at the very north end of town, right on the east side of the bridge there, I hear that there's a potential for something to go there. I've only heard this in, caught wind of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something. I mean, nobody wants to see a bunch of apartments around, but like if you can have a spot or two to have for affordable housing, I think that's
if
such a thing we should advocate for.
we can do it in a way that is also not ugly.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing is we can create these buildings and not make them hideous.
Yeah.
Also, would be nice.
Right.
So hopefully, I think they've got standards in the D. Lazy Ass Meadows things. They have standards set of like what the buildings have to look like and this kind of thing. But I mean, we need them. It would be nice to have them if they also don't look hideous.
Yeah.
We want something that matches the aesthetic of the area, right? And I think that's totally doable.
Yeah.
But boy, do we need places for people to live.
People to be able to afford, yeah. It's crazy.
Whether they rent or buy. Like I would be so for buying a little condo somewhere if I could.
Yeah.
That would be fine with me. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Like, yes, okay, the dream is you move to Montana and you get to buy your 1.5 acres or 5 acres or whatever it is. Like, you can. Mm-hmm. But there's also people that need, like every house doesn't need to be
huge plots of land. If
a 3,000 square foot home on 5 acres.
Yeah. Which, it's kind of crazy that all the new construction you look around, you do see a lot of bigger houses going in.
Yeah, the bigger houses going on tiny lots.
Yeah.
Even. You're just like, guys, you might as well build multifamily at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, we looked in a development, or at some land in a development that they had said that they were allowing duplexes. And so we were like, well, maybe we won't go in there just because we can feel like that might be encroaching on space. But if it's plotted out like that, throw up a duplex.
Yeah, I mean,
rent out the other side. I can finance you for primary residence that way.
Hey. Yeah, I'm hoping that project moves along before.
That'd be great to see.
Before too long, because it's it'd be amazing. It'd just be amazing to have that opportunity for people to live in a little community, have something of their own. Mm-hmm. And be close to town.
Yeah.
It's funny because whenever you bring this up to certain people, they're like, well, it's just going to add so much more traffic. It's like, no, the traffic's already here.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, these people are already here. Mm-hmm. They're here now. And this will actually be a benefit to the roads because it'll maybe keep some of them off the road because they don't have to leave their community and drive.
To go to work and to go to...
Well, to go to work if you have the other shops there, and to go all the way to a grocery store. It's like, you can... That's one of the few things I miss about living in like a city or something like that is like, you don't have to get in your car and drive 15 minutes to get to a grocery store. You just walk out your front door and you can go to a little shop on the corner and get some of the things you need.
Yeah.
So, hopefully things work out.
Let's see. It'll be interesting. You have to keep me posted.
Will do, yeah. We'll see what happens over the winter, but I'll say we'd wrap it up there, Amanda. Thank you.
Thank you.
This was great talking to you.
I know, even though we got a little.
Hey, that's like I said, it's free form. We have a good time. We talked about mortgage and lending. Oh, and okay, so you work. We'll go back to that for a second, I guess. So you're with Guild Mortgage.
Yep.
And how can people get in contact with you if they have any questions about getting approved?
You can call me, 253-606-3538. Or you can find me on Instagram. I'm trying to really grow my Instagram business. So, at the Home Loan Mama.
Hey, all right. So, yeah, Guild Mortgage is... I've met the guys out of Missoula before.
Yeah, they actually left.
Oh, did they?
There's only one gal up there. Well, actually two now. Two gals up there. That branch kind of disintegrated a little bit. So,
I was not aware of that. Shows how on the up and up I am.
So we're trying to bring Guild. Danny up in Missoula is my coworker, and she's great. And we're both really trying to just bring Guild back to this area because it was, and then it wasn't, and Guild has so much to offer. There's so many different programs that we can help people with that it's like everybody needs to know about Guild down here. So
excellent. Yeah, first-time home buyers.
First-time home buyers, down payment assistance. I have helped multiple self-employed borrowers now doing bank statement loans instead of tax returns and that sort of thing. That's or just a profit and loss statement sometimes is all we need. So those are big ones right now. There's a ton of self-employed people.
Yeah, there's a lot of independent contractors in this valley, myself included. Anybody that works in real estate is pretty much a 1099 employee. So if you're a 1099 employee, definitely get in contact here because that is a huge benefit. Yeah. I don't know if you ever tried to apply for a loan as a 1099, but it's not easy.
And I'm not saying that they're like smooth sailing completely, but there's definitely an alternative to be able to purchase without, having to use your tax returns.
Excellent. Yeah, that's going to be a huge benefit, I'm sure, to a lot of people. So, all right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And, glad to have you back.